Hello and welcome to the Week 12 review and the Week 13 preview of the Jugs and Nugs League. This is a very special episode because we're right before the playoffs. And we got a lot of guys vying for playoff spots. So with us, I have two very special guests. Two guys who are nowhere near making the playoffs. Coming to us live from the sports complex in Nova Scotia, the owner of Ball Bags and the designated team namer for the worst place team, Mr. Sean Atherton.
Hello, thank you very much for having me, Mark. I'm obviously here in Nova Scotia. You can tell by the background that I'm obviously nowhere near you guys or local. Thank you very much for having me.
And also joining us live from the center stage at the pole, the owner of Hot Bag of Trash and the distinguished commissioner of the Jugs and Nugs League, Mr. Chris Borghi.
It's great to be here, Mark. Me and my bag of flour here with my trusty peeps at the North Pole. Just thought I'd check in, seeing I wasn't needed on the fantasy field. I thought I'd head to the fucking North Pole and, I don't know, just hang out with my peeps and trash on Sean for a little while. That's all I got, really. I fucking hate Sean.
So let's get to the first game of the week. Our first game of the week was Sean beating Johnny, 128-127. This was a hard-fought game. Sean had great games from Thigpen Owens in the Tampa D, and Johnny had great games from Turner, Gerard, or I prefer Gerard, and the Bears defense. However, Sean nipped him out by 1 point in the end. My first question is to you, Mr. Commissioner. Sean was determined to hold on to Terrell Owens all year, even when equitable trades were offered to him. Has Sean's patience finally paid off?
It's a great question, Mark. I'm glad you asked. Patience is a virtue, and frankly, Sean has lots of patience, and that's really why he is where he is. He's just been so patient, and it has paid off, honestly. I mean, it's put him right where he wants to be, and Terrell Owens is going to pay huge dividends for him in the playoffs. I mean, really, when you think about it, he's got a great schedule going to stretch, and he's really going to carry him far, and I think Sean's going to really enjoy Terrell Owens in the playoffs.
Sean, my next question is for you. You could come in dead last this year. How would that make you feel as a person?
I personally believe that some managers don't have good players, such as the A quarterback, such as the A pitcher, such as the A goalie from South Africa.
Once again this week, well, it wasn't just one good game. There were two. This one saw mixed picks rolling along, winning over Ed 139-116. This game saw very good games for Ed from Lance Moore, but he was trumped by Todd, who had very good games from everybody. Mr. Borghi, Todd has had some good teams in the past, but never as potent as this lineup. Is this Todd's year to win it all?
Whoa, hey, sorry about that, Mark. Yes. Mixed year? Well, we've seen this from Nick Eliza before. He's been, I don't know, a couple of years now? He's been a bridesmaid? I don't know. You know what, Nick? Always a pallbearer, never a corpse brother. Your team sucks. Adrian Peterson's going to break out his fucking ACL, and he's going to come down and fuck your people of interest. I have no idea, but he's going to ruin your fucking life.
Whoa. I think we're getting off the topic here a bit. The point is, I love cheese. I'm sorry, what was that? Quite down a little bit of an itch. Yeah, the point is, Todd Michalajek never does anything in the playoffs, period. And I believe he actually has a vagina.
Our next game, in other news, saw Darryl beating Joe 120-100. This was a hard-fought game all around, but ultimately, Randy Moss's awesomeness was the difference in this game. Darryl has fought his way back from oblivion to still be considered a playoff candidate. In your mind, does he have a chance, and are you rooting for him?
Naturally, Darryl has the best chance of making the playoffs of probably most teams because I'm secretly managing his teams on the weekends. He didn't want anyone to know about that, but I am. I believe he has a size 11 shoe, and I beat him the last time we played one-on-one basketball. So I believe the stats speak for themselves. And as far as whether or not I'm rooting for him, of course I'm rooting for him because it's like rooting for my own team because I'm managing his team, as I said before.
Joe has a chance at outscoring 3 playoff teams and still have the worst record in the league. Do you believe this demonstrates an inequity in the current ranking system?
I think it does, in a way, show the inequities that we set up a long time ago that would allow me to win 4 championships. So yeah, I'm afraid that may have shown a few of the flaws. However, the whole idea was to allow me to win multiple championships in like 10 years and to keep Joe in the basement forever, which is where he belongs, down in New York.
In what most people would consider not an upset at all, Scott beat JJ 123 to 84. Scott has continuing dominance from Drew Brees and Matt Forte in this one, and has so all season long. I put it to the both of you. Scott could possibly have the best record ever set in the Jugs and Nugs League if he beats Chris. Could either one of you describe a team that theoretically could have a chance at beating Scott in the playoffs?
Well, that's a great question, Mark. Once again, you are on fire with the great questions. When I think about Scott, I don't think about his record or how good his team is. I think about what a short fucking asshole he is. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, the kid has no talent at anything.
Yes, I agree with Chris on this one. Another good question, Mark. You really ought to stop, drop, and fucking roll on that one. On fire.
I'm sorry, Sean, was that an answer?
You're on motherfucking fire.
This week it was me against Tommy. I beat him 74 to 69 in a really high-scoring game. Well, it was actually more like Kurt Warner versus Phillip Rivers, but that's not the point. The point is this. Mr. Atherton, in the 11 years of this league, I have never won a single playoff game. Not one. Is this the year my streak ends?
Well, that's a great question, Mark. Does your streak end? Well, I'll state it like this. Some light constructive criticism is that you suck at everything you have ever done, ever. So my guess is your streak continues, you will lose, you suck.
Commissioner, Tommy has managed to win more than once while completely sneaking up on people. How does he manage to win so many games under the radar?
I'm sorry, Leia, get over here, bitch. Is Tommy still in this league?
This game was actually one Marquise Colston catch away from being a catastrophically fucking horrific game of the week when Chris beat Dave 80 to 53. To go into this game a little further, I ask you two gentlemen, should Dave make the playoffs? And I want you to elaborate on your answers.
No.
Do you care to elaborate?
No.
I doubt it.
Would you care to elaborate?
No.
Todd, Tommy, and I officially made the playoffs, and no one was officially eliminated, so let's get right to the picks. It's going to be playoff Armageddon. Daryl's going to beat Dave. I'm going to beat Ed. John's going to beat Joe, means John makes the playoffs. Scott's going to beat Chris, so new name for Chris. Sean will beat Tommy, and Todd will beat JJ. And to wrap up, I'm going to ask our two distinguished gentlemen one last question for a simultaneous debate. You two teams could have a chance at becoming the worst team in the league. What would you name the other team if they came in last?
That's easy.
I would probably also name him Malta.
Guy who swallows
Marauders,
giant
bring
camel
back an
loads.
absolute horrible
Guy
fucking
who
name.
shouldn't be
Big old
alive.
bag of hairy
Guy
shit.
who
Stupid
likes to
douchebag.
eat
Big old
lots
bag of
of
hairy
things that
shit.
make him die because
Fucking
he's so gay.
just a big old
Guy
fucking
who
asshole.
loves cock sperm. Oh, what?
Fucking floor lint. Suck it. Fucking cut. What?
You stole my spot.
Get out of here.
I know, right?